Hello again. I mentioned the other day that no fewer than 40% of the members of the Mayor's new policing committee are black, that is to say, of African heritage. I thought this odd because it's roughly 3 or 4 times the proportion of black people in London. But it seems these days to be pretty much de rigueur. It's what we do, whether it's a committee or an advertisement or indeed the cast for a stage show. The description to this video contains a link to a new musical called Treason, which is about the gunpowder plot. And the thumbnail of this video shows 10 members of the cast of this new show, 4 of whom are black. Now, leaving aside for a moment the strange and anachronistic vision of Jacobean England, where 40% of the people are of African heritage, I've got to ask myself what's actually going on here. There's only 4 or 5% of the people in this country are black, that is to say, of African heritage. So, assuming we had colour-blind casting and everything was being done perfectly fair and square, you wouldn't really expect out of 10 actors to have more than 1 at the most being black. And yet, at 40% of the cast being black, that's roughly 10 times their proportion in the country, population of the country as a whole. Why? This 40% figure that we see in the cast of Treason and that we saw in the Mayor's new policing committee seems to be the latest thing. I'm seeing that 40% black people thing come up an awful lot lately. You'll notice too that in the cast of Treason, there's no Asian person. It's 4 black people. There are more Asian people, that's to say people of South Asian heritage in the country, than black people. And yet it is black people who seem to be the ones that everybody wants. Everything you look at now seems to have at least 40% black people in it. I was just wondering why. I have to say that the idea of a stage show set in Jacobean England, where the cast consists of 40% people of African heritage, is so odd that that would be enough in itself to put me off visiting. Clearly, there is something going on here. This is not colourblind casting. This is casting where people are deliberately casting black people. I'd be all in favour of colourblind casting. I'd be all in favour of having the same percentage of members of the cast of a certain minority as are in the community as a whole. That's not what's going on here at all. A conscious decision is being made that committees, the cast of musicals and television programmes must have 40% of black people in them. I wonder why viewers think that might be.